Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Garage Talk Sports. I'm Mills.
I'm Bobby.
And I'm Nick.
And we are back again with episode number 74. 74 strong episodes, guys.
I think
I didn't really think about how many.
I think it's 75, actually.
Is it 75?
I might have told you the wrong number.
It's fine. We're close.
Yeah, we're close.
We're in
One
the
off.
ballpark.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're close to the 100 mark.
It's like a year and a half of episodes.
Yeah, I know. That's a lot. So we've been at this. But episode number 74 or 75.
Pretty sure 75.
I feel like it's 74, but we could.
You're the one who set up.
Thanks, Bob. Whatever. We got a good episode coming at you guys. Obviously, we start with our hot spots, but we're also going to talk about MLB playoffs a little bit. We just had the wild cards happen, and we're about a game into all of the divisional round games. And then, going to talk NFL. We took a week off last week. I forgot to address that as well. We still got our picks, and let me tell you, it was an abysmal week for someone here in the garage.
Someone wishes we didn't make picks.
Yeah, someone probably wishes we skipped entirely, but it is what it is. So we'll talk some NFL, and then we finish up with Nick's picks. Just a reminder, guys, we finish up with Nick's question of the week. Just a reminder, Nick's picks is a separate segment now, so we upload that separately and record that separately. So as always, though, we'll start off with our hot spots. Any volunteers to go first?
I'll go first because I'm pissed.
Sure.
Starting pitchers, just in general, not just for the Mariners, should not come into playoff games with runners on base. It doesn't. You're not.
Someone's going to shoot. What?
You're not. That's not what they're going into the MLB for. Like, relieving pitchers make their money by being able to come into games with guys on base and getting out of jams. No starting pitcher starts inning one, be like, yeah, first and second. And also, if the guy on first scores, the game's tied.
What about Mad Bum?
He's never come into a game with runners on base.
What? I thought he's closed out games, I guess.
Yes,
Chris
but-
Sale came in with runners on base.
That's fine.
Yeah, some people have it in them.
Yeah, Robbie Ray does not. Especially a guy who just gave up 4 runs in 4 innings 3 days ago.
That's the wild part. He pitched too recently.
I understand if Jacob deGrom is having a lights out year and he's super high on himself and super high morale. Yeah, sure, put him out there with first and second. Not a guy who just gave up 4 runs and got taken out in 4 innings.
Well,
literally could have put anyone else out there. And guess what? If Jordan still hits a home run, I still don't care. I'm like, all right, fine. You know what? They beat us.
not just any home run, though. It was a moonshot.
A nuke, man.
What was that first pitch of that bat, too?
Second.
Okay.
He tore the cover off of that ball.
He threw a fastball. He barely missed it. And I was like, all right, probably shouldn't throw another fastball. And then all of a sudden he threw a fastball. And I was like, I'm pretty sure it's going to be a home run before it even swung at it. And all of a sudden I was like,
it's like,
yeah, that's okay.
That's tough, Nick. That's real tough. So your hotspot really is, Robbie Ray blows it for the Mariners.
No, but really, so any time, like, you go into playoffs and you make your 26-man roster before the series starts, and you only put 4 starting pitchers out there. Okay, so you're loading your bullpen with guys that you think are going to be good. So use them. Like, okay, if you don't have the lefty-lefty matchup, that was your own fault for not picking lefties. That means you think the righties can get it done. Put a righty out there.
Yeah,
let him
that's
go
a
to
bad.
work.
That was a bad call. Would have looked genius if Robbie Ray didn't just completely shit the bed on that at bat. But it is what it is.
And
luckily, it's a 5-game series, not a 3-game series.
Oh yeah.
So
the only
and they looked good prior.
Oh yeah. The only thing that's tough is you do everything. I mean, we'll talk about it later, but you do everything right in a game and you lose, and you're a young team, and it's just like it's kind of hard to get your ready up for. At least they have an off day.
Yeah.
I think if they would have played today, they would have got
they got
wrecked.
Santana as their veteran.
Yeah.
He can rally the troops. I don't think it's anything to stress over. It is a huge momentum swing though for game 2.
Oh, yeah.
So that's
we'll talk about game 2 in a little bit.
Luckily they're off today, so they get to sit on it a little bit.
Yeah, they get to stew about it.
Yeah, hopefully the Astros come down a little bit from that one, but
let it linger.
I'm still pulling for the Mariners. I told Bobby last Saturday, I was like, I'm pretty much rooting for whoever wins the Toronto Mariners wild card matchup because those are the two teams I like in the postseason.
Yeah.
You guys know how I've been high on the Blue Jays, so
yep.
Sucks. They could have been flying through the playoffs. The Mariners, they sweep Toronto with an incredible game 2 comeback, which we'll talk about then. But I get what you're saying. Starting pitchers, they're not bred for that moment.
Yeah,
that's not what they trained for.
Unless you have that random guy out of like Madison Bumgarner that can just do it.
It's like, and then against Yordan Alvarez, I don't think the matchup matters that much against a guy like Yordan Alvarez. He rakes no matter what. He
That's
just
true.
hits. He hits, man. Like whatever. Bobby, you want to go next?
All right, yeah.
So volunteering myself to go last.
We got some big matchups in NCAA football this week. We got undefeated TCU taking on Oklahoma State. It's going to be a huge matchup. TCU just knocked off Kansas. So Kansas is now.
Yeah, Kansas finally took that one loss after I shouted them out on the show and everything.
That's
It's funny
true.
how that works. Every time we call out or give props to something or someone,
Yeah,
they
it's like-
lose or get cut.
But, well,
I
yeah.
still feel bad about
'cause-
Daz Newsome.
Daz Newsome.
Bam.
Dude, it's like Daz Newsome's my highlight of the preseason. Bam! Free agent.
Yep.
Not even waivers. Just, hey, we don't even want you on our practice squad.
Yeah, because I shouted out Washington, and Washington fell hard.
You should shout out Alabama, Bobby.
Yeah.
Right now,
Well,
shout
it's
him
in
out.
there. It's one of them.
Yeah, one of them is. The next one is Alabama versus Tennessee. Both undefeated. I'm rooting for Tennessee.
Well, okay, but now you just shouted out Tennessee. So now
Yeah,
they're gonna lose.
but,
Way to go, Bobby.
Alabama, I don't know if Bryce Young is going to come back. So
Well, you know what?
Tennessee
Here, this is how we'll do it. Pulled out a very impressive win over Texas A&M with a backup. See, shout out what they've done well, Bobby, and then they lose.
Yeah, but like I wanted Texas A&M to win that game.
You're not understand. It's okay. It's okay.
Are you dense?
I
Let's tell you
get
what
what
we
you're
know.
saying. I get what you're
Are
saying.
you sure? Are you sure?
But I hate Alabama. I'm not going to speak good about them. All right.
But that's how they lose. That's the curse. That's the
That's
garage
the
talk
garage
curse
talk
right
curse.
there.
Yeah, I get the curse, but
You're cursing Tennessee. What are you talking? Bobby, what are you doing?
they have a backup. Tennessee has the upper hand right now.
Oh my
no.
gosh.
Oh no!
No.
Oh, no.
Tennessee's losing out now.
Okay,
You
You heard it here first. Put
All right.
$1,000
All
on
right, Bob.
Tennessee to lose.
Yep, fade that.
All right. We got your picks. Get your picks in. All right.
I'm not picking this matchup. I don't pick college football games.
TCU, Oklahoma State.
Oklahoma State.
Yeah, I'm going TCU.
I think TCU will win.
Cowboys.
All right. And then Alabama, Tennessee.
Alabama.
I
of
know
course.
who I want to win, but Alabama's going to win that game.
Yeah.
Tennessee. We're
We'll
riding
see.
them out. What are they?
We'll see. We'll
the
see.
Volunteers?
The Volunteers?
No, the Volunteers or Vols?
They're the Volunteers.
That's their name?
Yeah,
they're the
they go
Volunteers.
Vols.
I
West
thought they were
Virginia.
like the Volunteers or
No,
something.
West Virginia's the Mountaineers. And why are you combining both of those mascots together?
Their name is the Volunteers?
Yeah.
Yes.
What is that from?
The Volunteers from like the Civil War and the American Revolution.
Yeah, Tennessee, man. They volunteer. How about you go? How about you take your happy ass down to Tennessee and ask them, Bobby? Jeez.
All right.
Read a book.
Yeah, read a book.
All right, we're going to need to get it
It's
off.
called Wikipedia.
We're going to
Bobby.
need to get a week off of work and we got to go check out Tennessee and figure. We got to do some research.
I mean, Andrew, no. I think you just gotta go.
Just go. It's Wikipedia, man. Just look it up. You could do it right now while I'm
You
going
have
over
all
my
the
hotspot.
information you want. at your fingertips.
Wikipedia is not a scholar
Scholar,
website.
shut up, man. All right. So my hotspot for this week.
Bobby,
Any other
stupid.
matchups you wanted to point out before I take the reins?
Who else is undefeated? I can't remember.
USC and
No, they're playing Utah. Utah is 4-2. Who's the other one?
Hey, U of I's ranked, so they're playing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
4-1.
well, Bobby, you think on what the other one
I will.
is. So mine is kind of hinting at some stuff we're going to talk about NFL wise, but basically my hotspot is NFL teams stop hiring head coaches from college. It don't work. It just doesn't. So I did some research for those who are curious. Since 2000, only 2 coaches that have been hired out of college have had a winning record in the NFL, and that's Pete Carroll and Jim Harbaugh. You have to go back to like the 80s to find the next guy after that. I don't even know his name, but I forgot his name. I didn't. Point is, college coaches just don't translate.
I wanted to see if Nick would have got Pete Carroll or.
Oh no, I knew Pete Carroll was a winning record, and I knew Jim
Yeah.
Harbaugh had a winning
Yeah.
record.
Yeah. So
the 2 easiest guesses. I wasn't
Yeah,
gonna pick
that-
an Urban
but-
Meyer.
but
Urban Meyer might have the worst record in.
he might.
Yeah.
He probably doesn't even fall on the list because he had so few games.
Did they win a game under him?
Yeah, I think so.
So he's got one win, one groped woman. Good for him.
True. While he's 0-4.
Well, yeah, he didn't win. He was 0-4 groping college girls. Attaboy, pervert herb. Point is, for whatever reason, college coaches just don't translate to the NFL. And Latest case here is Matt Rule being fired with an 11-27 record.
Honestly, they needed to do something. Like,
we'll dive into that one more, but that's just my point. Like, it doesn't work. So, hire from all the assistants and stuff that already exist in the NFL. Yeah. Don't go pull some hot shot out of college, especially someone from the Big 12, cough, Matt Rule. And just be like, oh, there you go, boom, this is it. We're gonna be good now. We hired this college coach. It don't work that way, man.
Did Cliff Kingsbury go straight to head coaching from college? Or
yeah,
he
did. Yeah.
I was gonna say, because if you think of the young coaches that we have in the NFL, all of them came up through being a coordinator of some kind before. Like Sean McVay's young.
Yeah,
he was a coordinator and he's doing well. Kyle Shanahan was a coordinator. He's doing well.
Brian Dable, huge. Look at the Giants.
Yeah, I mean, there's just you gotta pick from the NFL guys. I'm not in the coaching world. You know what I mean? So I don't know where the disconnect is. Like, I can try and theorize what it is, but.
I think the game's different.
The game is different. I guess, yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, it's probably the game, and then just like the people you're coaching.
Yeah, because
you're dealing with kids, and
you're going from like 18 to 22-year-olds to guys who are like starting 22, like young guys, 22 years old, all the way up to like late 30s, and some in the 40s, depending on what team you're coaching. So it's like you got to be able to manage all those different ages.
Yeah, and I feel like definitely with Urban Meyer, it's like. You can't come in there treating people like shit, like because you're Urban Meyer.
It's like
you ain't shit.
It's a whole different culture that you have to try and coach. So
I think the biggest thing too is like all these guys that come are from big name universities that usually turn guys over in a year.
Yeah,
like I'm not saying that Nick Saban would not have success in the NFL. I don't know if he hasn't when he went there, but it might change now. But you look at Alabama, most of his best players are there for 1 year and gone. And we talked about it with Tony La Russa in baseball. Usually a culture thing is 2 years. So I would say you could probably see success from guys more who coach teams that have guys for 4 years.
Yeah. Like what you're saying with Saban, it's like Alabama, most of those guys, their underclassmen years, they're like rotational players. And then they're like a full-time starter for a year. And they're a first-round draft pick after that.
Yeah. Yep.
So it's like
how much work are you actually putting into that guy? Whereas when Matt Rule comes to the NFL, he has to develop his guys. In college, you just handpick the top 100 recruits, so you already have the top 100 guy. Now he plays in your team, which
it's a whole different world, building talent and everything.
And then
he wasn't qualified, but yeah. So that's my hotspot. Bobby, did you figure out your last matchup?
Yeah, Penn State and Michigan.
Oh, let's go Penn State. Let's go Nittany Lions.
Yep, you just need it.
Bro, you're a college football expert. Penn State is the Nittany Lions.
What?
What did you think their mascot was?
Yeah,
I thought they were like Cougars or something.
No, it's BYU.
That's BYU, bro.
I give them that because the mascots do look
very similar, but it's the Nittany Lions.
What kind of name is that? What is this? Like,
do you know what USC's mascot is?
Yeah, it's a condoms. No, all right. Like,
I was waiting for Bobby to be like the Ducks. Like, no, Bobby, that's over.
Yeah, Bobby, they're the Nittany Lions. You got to really brush up on this stuff, man. You're a college football guy.
Well, I do. It's like the Nittany Lions, like
Nittany, not Nittany, not Nittany, Nittany Lions.
I think I'm going to change this week's Nick's picks or Nick's question of the week. I'm just going to list off 10 schools that hopefully the mascot. We'll see if you do.
Oh, I like that.
Me and Andrew will go over under 4.5.
Yeah, and then we'll see. There it is. Dude, place your bets now.
Like, guys. I know the school. I don't know the mascot.
That's part of the game is knowing the mascot.
Every NFL
the Volunteers.
I just assumed it was a cougar. It looked like a cougar.
It's a Nittany Lion.
And so it's like pretty much cougar, right?
No, a lion is not. Is a lion a cougar?
Oh, yeah.
It's a feline.
Cat family.
Yeah,
but there's a big difference.
I mean, a cat's a cat, Like,
okay, so going to the MLB. We'll get back to this later when I ask you 10 of these, and you're not going to know what.
A Nittany lion, it's a mountain lion.
Yeah. Okay, so it's close to a cougar.
Cougar's more like see.
Cougar's a hot mom.
That's a Cougar's what Zach Wilson's into. No, I mean I get where you're coming from. I guess they're close, but
I give you that more than the Volunteers. What the hell is that?
I didn't know. I thought it was a Tennessee thing. Like I just assumed. I didn't know it was because I always saw the VOL, like Volunteers.
Vols. Yeah,
The
they go
Vols.
for the Vols.
Yeah, so
Vol
I,
Nation.
For volunteer.
I didn't know that they're.
Bobby's over here. They didn't even school after a Pokemon. That's pretty sad.
I just assumed it was a
I
Tennessee
never
thing.
caught him in
Like,
Pokemon Yellow. Yeah, neither did I, Bobby, because he's not real.
but yeah, I didn't know they're Volunteers. Yeah.
I hope Nick comes up with some good.
No, I already got him.
Oh yeah,
We're ready. Yeah, we're ready.
beautiful.
I didn't even
Beautiful.
look them up. There's some that like I feel like Bobby might not know because they're not as well known.
I kind of want to. I'm gonna get in on that too. We'll see how I do. I'm not gonna flame Bobby
Oh,
and
yeah.
then not know them myself.
Yeah.
But
Well,
I am gonna roast his ass for the Volunteers and Nittany Lions. You should know those ones. Come on, it was all over Sandusky. It was all over the news,
Yeah,
man.
Penn State, not the Nittany Lions.
It was Penn State Nittany Lions. They're hand in hand.
It's like the platypus. Like what kind of name are they? You know,
Okay, well, there's no.
There's no
mascot.
I mean, there might be a mascot.
All right,
that's
we
a
need to
platypus,
start-
but not like a.
we need to start a college and make.
Yeah, Bobby. Let's go secure ourselves a college campus real quick, build it, and get students.
like the
in it.
trolls.
Like
All
the
right?
shitheads. We
shit-
can do it.
We can do it.
Good movie, by the way.
what's
Did you see that movie?
Oh
Accepted.
yeah, I love
Okay.
that.
Yeah,
movie.
Accepted.
Justin Long, man.
That's a great movie.
Good,
It
good
is.
movie.
That's-
That's
I guess
us.
it-
That's us in 2 years.
I guess it's possible. Sure, let's go
The-
for it. I'll
platypuses.
start researching what it takes to start a college.
We'll be the L-Sip Steel Platypuses.
What is the plural of platypus? Is it platypi, platypuses,
I think-
platypus? Is it still just platypus?
I think it's platypus.
Well, let us know, guys. Leave a comment. We'll figure that
Yeah.
one out. That's enough rambling. Let's get back on
Yeah.
track here, right? So, like I mentioned, we're going to talk some MLB playoffs. So, pretty much wild card recap. Real quick, Guardians sweep the Rays. Very little offense in that series. I think it was a 2-1 game and then a 1-0 game.
2-0 and then 1-0.
It was 2-0 and 1-0. So yes, the Guardians won game 2, 1-0 in 15 innings.
Yeah.
So since from the 7th inning of game 1, if you look at it as like, each team pitches 15 innings, right? Because they only pitch a half. That's 34 straight scoreless innings that happened.
That's a lot of boring baseball.
That's
Which is
brutal.
disappointing for the Rays because one, you're going to go up against like one of the youngest teams ever with so many rookies.
Yeah.
And then two, it's like really your starting pitcher and bullpen gives up 0 runs.
Yeah,
through
like,
9
how do you-
innings, and like
And then they do it for 4 more. and they do it with the runner starting on second, mind you.
no runner.
Oh,
on
it's
second.
not in the
Yeah,
postseason?
not in the
Okay.
playoffs,
Okay, good. That's good
which is
then.
good. Yeah.
Yeah.
But still, the point is 15 scoreless innings. You couldn't put 1 run on the board.
How pissed would you be if you were the pitcher?
I'd be pitched if I was the pitching coach. Because like as a pitcher, I think you can't get that pissed because like there's definitely games probably when you've given up 6 runs and your team scored.
Yeah.
8. But as the pitching coach, where you're like, I have done everything perfect.
Yeah, it's like you managed that game to the very best you could. To lose by 1 run and it's 1-0 in 15 innings, it's like you can't, like, as a pitcher, it's like how pissed I could be mad at my team, but at the same time, the other team didn't score until their 1 run. So it was like a 2-way street, but it's like I agree with Nick. If you're a coach, I think I'd be like a pitching coach would be more upset.
Yeah.
Like, because pretty much the entire pitching staff, if I out of any pitchers that should be the most pissed, I would say it's the losing pitcher.
Yeah.
Who's like, you got to be fucking kidding me. I give up 1 run and we lose. Like,
Yeah.
we couldn't score a single run.
Well, plus in the 15th inning,
You're probably down to some
you're not at your
lackluster pitching.
first bullpen guy.
Yeah, you're
You're
not even at
probably-
your third.
Like you're done. Like you're at the bottom where it's like this guy's gonna come in when we're up 3 runs and he's gonna just get us some outs.
Yeah, you're
like he's
throwing-
going through some batters for us, but yet he's in the game when it's tied. And he's like, well,
It's like,
this sucks.
it's like, this is dumb.
Hey mom, I pitched in the playoffs. I cost our team series, and it was
I made my first ever appearance and I gave up the game-winning run and got us eliminated from the playoffs.
And that was it.
Yeah, the most pissed pitcher should be the losing pitcher, in my opinion. The starter could be a little upset, but I agree with Nick. Pitching coach is probably just like looking at the hitting coach. You want to tell me what the freak that was all about? You want to tell me what that was all about?
Like,
My guys give you 15 14 shutout innings, and this is what you give us, a playoff elimination? I'd be mad. Mariners, we already talked about them a little bit with a really nice sweep of Toronto. I guess 2 games. I don't really like calling it a sweep, but it is by definition. You swept the series. Very impressive game 2. Come back from down 7 runs, only the 3rd time in MLB history that's happened in the postseason where a team comes back from 7 and wins. And I think it's 7 trailing in the 7th inning. Something like that. Something ridiculous.
Yeah, it was crazy. Watching that game was insane.
Oh, yeah.
Because not only to, like, it's like 6-1, and then you hit like a 3, or it was, I don't know. Yeah, it was 8. Was it 8?
It was 8-1. It was 8-1. We were leaving NIU. By the way, terrible football team. We were leaving NIU, and I was like, oh, this game's over. And then Bobby and I get back from DeKalb. A whole last hour went by, and we're in the parking lot, or we're in the drive-thru for Wendy's, and I'm like, this game's tied? Because I see the alert, George Springer carded off on game-tying triple or double. I was like, pause. I'm like, no chance that Toronto just blew an 8-1 lead. And sure as hell they did.
Yeah, they should have never taken out Kevin Gausman.
Dude, it's boneheaded decisions all the time in the post. I feel like the postseason really highlights the good managers from the bad ones. Yeah. It's like, because bullpen management is at its most important when it comes to the playoffs.
And you see them overmanage it, and that's the worst thing you could do in the playoffs.
Right, like putting in a starting pitcher to go face Yordan Alvarez is that's overmanaging. Yeah.
Well, that's overmanaging, but too, it's like you're putting out a starter like what the Mariners manager did with Luis Castillo in Game 1 is perfect. He pitched him all the way to the 8th inning.
Yeah,
he didn't take him out early.
He pitched him until he hit George Springer, and that was it.
He was like, guess what? You're not going to pitch tomorrow, because how would you come back on 1 day rest? You're not going to pitch in 2 days. So I'm not going to use you for the rest of the series. So it's like, we're going to for sure
go with the distance. Yeah, no, I mean.
So it's like, that made sense. I was like,
no one uses that mentality anymore. Like, I look back, and this is going to be a blast from the past, but I mean, you look at what the White Sox in 2005 in the ALCS didn't even use a bullpen pitcher. Or no, they did for 1 game. They lost Game 1. That's right. But they won the next 4 games. All 4 starters, complete games.
That's impressive.
No one does that anymore. Like, they're so concerned about, managing pitch count and everything. And I get to us, like, obviously you're not letting a guy go the whole game if he's at 100 pitches at the 6th inning. But it's like sometimes they pull guys just too early just to pull them. It's because it's like, well, we got to get you out. We got to go to the bullpen.
I think they over analytics it, because now everyone's like, well, once you see a guy for 3 times to the order, they're for sure going to hit you hard. It's like, yeah, but if they're not doing it, what does it matter?
Yeah, like, except when they don't hit you hard.
If they're getting soft contact, I'm like, I don't care if you've seen him 3 times. He gives up 1 shot through the gap. It's like, all right, I'll take him out. Like, that makes sense. So,
yeah, like I just believe in the philosophy: ride with your pitcher until it shows in the game that they need to come out. You give up 2 straight hard hit balls. Okay, they're seeing you now. They're making good contact. Now we'll take you out. But it's like, just because a guy gets like a little bloop hit off you, it's like, that's it. The rails are about to come off. And then you take them out, and then they actually come off from the other guys. Because sometimes teams, they're just like, all we need to do is get a different pitcher on the mound. And that can almost give life to a team that's struggling. It's like, okay, finally, this guy that we're not seeing very well is off the mound. Now we get to try and get a look at someone else. Maybe because that might be what they need to get their offense going. Yeah. So it's a balancing act. And like you said, Bobby, in the postseason, they sometimes overmanage it.
Yeah, because especially look at 2016. Like, Joe Madden almost lost us the World Series.
Yeah.
Like,
he micromanaged that.
Yeah, exactly.
Kyle Hendricks pitched an absolute gem. He was like, well, probably should take him out.
Yeah.
How about no?
No, it's like, how about just ride with him? Like, just let him keep getting out.
How about no one's hit the ball on the infield? You probably should keep that guy. Yeah. Joe Madden's like, no.
He's like, no, bullpen time.
Nope.
Pedro Strop, let's go.
The amount of times I've seen that, dude, he was in there so much in the postseason.
Pedro Strop was like, man, he had to have dirty pictures of Joe Madden or something. How the hell did he keep getting put on the mound?
It was him and Carl Edward Jr.
I mean, every team has that guy. It's like, well, we need you to choose some innings, man.
That was Ronaldo Lopez for the Sox for so long.
Yeah, dude. Well, Ronaldo Lopez is a solid bullpen pitcher.
He turned around to now, but all of a sudden it was like Oh, Ronaldo Lopez he's the 5th starter rotation.
It's like,
all right, here's gonna be 14 runs.
Yeah, dude. Ronaldo Lopez going to the bullpen was a great move. Not to toot my own horn, but I got receipts that I said they needed to do that like years ago. So proud of myself on that one. But yeah, Mariners, good sweep of Toronto. Tough game 1 loss in the divisional series, unfortunately. But team of destiny ? I'm really rooting for them.
I am
They have
too.
one of the best bullpens. Which again, why would you put a starting pitcher in?
Yeah,
That's
one of the best
we're
bullpens that
over
they
it.
didn't
We're
want to
over
use
it.
for that
We're
game.
over
We're over. Moving on.
Yeah,
It's in the
we're
past. It's in the past. The most shocking one to me was the Phillies beating the Cardinals, though, because I feel like the Phillies just kind of like didn't like just fall into the postseason, but they were, of all the teams that made the playoffs, they were the last, like, lowest on my radar, I guess.
Yeah.
Like, to be entirely honest with you, I didn't even know who was in the playoffs for facing the Cardinals until I saw that they blew their lead to the Phillies in game 1. I was like, oh, the Phillies made the playoffs, because I didn't even know. I don't follow the National League very much. All I really follow is that the Mets choke every year. So
They did it again.
They did it, and they
Well, I mean, it
surprised.
wasn't their bats this year. It was the pitching. That was
Yeah, but
embarrassment.
No, they failed a month ago.
Yeah.
Because
yeah,
a month ago they were in a position to not even play the wild card series, and then they play the wild card series. Against,
11, or didn't they have like an 11 game?
Yeah, they were up like 13 games, and the Braves were like,
And the Braves were like, hey, remember what we do to you guys all the time, and that's embarrass you? We'll do it again. But yeah, the Phillies swept the Cardinals, and they took game 1 against the Braves as well.
Yeah.
So, another hot team, lower seeded team that's playing pretty hot. We mentioned the Mets. Padres eliminated the Mets. This was the only series that went 3 games. So, Mets gonna Mets, man. What else is there to say?
Especially with the Mets having Jacob deGrom and Max Scherzer. Like, to me, on paper, that's a guaranteed 2 wins. So, like,
Yeah,
if you have to put 2 guys
and
out there.
Scherzer absolutely just dumped on the mound in game 1. They got the win behind DeGrom in game 2, but he looked very hittable in game 2.
Yeah, he did.
The Padres just had a good approach, really. They stayed patient for the most part, and then Joe Musgrove, man, really shut it down in game 3.
Yeah, to me, it's the Mets got screwed because Juan Soto and Josh Bell have been playing absolutely awful, and then they played against pitchers that they've been seeing all year. So
Yeah,
it
and
was
it's like-
it was like the one team you wouldn't want to go up against is like
Right.
the team that the 2 guys have just been raking for the
Right,
Astros,
right,
and now they're
exactly.
on the-
But the Padres pulled out a good one there. The Mets, dude, like, what a collapse again. What else can you say at this point? I do want to point out, I'm in this MLB The Show like Facebook group, and Mets fans all season were like crowning themselves the champions. It's August, and that's when they had their 12-game lead or whatever. And they were like, it's like, good luck in the wild card, just always talking crap about the Braves. I'm like, man, it made me root for the Braves even more. I like the Braves, but casually.
Yeah.
But then I'm sitting here, you know what? Yeah, F the Mets. I hope they lose. And sure as hell,
Yep, they lost.
their pitching choked in that final series against the Braves. I mean, Max Scherzer and DeGrom got hit around against the Braves. They lost. Mets gonna Mets, man. What else is there to say about that?
Yeah, New York City ain't big enough for 2 teams in the playoffs.
Yeah, apparently the Mets just.
Well, and soon both teams will be out because the Yankees can never win in AL.
Yeah, but I think they'll beat the Guardians.
I think they'll beat the Guardians, and really, I think they'll lose to the Astros, and I think they don't really have a good chance against the Mariners.
Hopefully.
But
Fingers
hopefully
crossed
it's-
on that one.
Hopefully, it's Mariners Guardians because really that would be nice for me.
That would be
Yeah,
good.
That would take a lot of stress off me. 'Cause
Yeah.
If it's Astros and then Yankees, I'm gonna be
It's
sitting
just-
there.
well, hey, they'd really have to earn it at that point.
I'm
Like,
gonna be
yeah,
losing so much hair and so many
That would
years off
be-
my life from watching
that
this.
that would
like,
be
no.
that would be a legitimate postseason run to go through those 2 teams.
Oh, and then just wait till you reach the Dodgers after those 2 teams. And it's like, well, okay. Yeah,
It's like, great. Look at
Let's
this.
go up against 3 100-win teams. Like, that's fine.
We'll do our best.
All right,
but so
so-
that means the matchups: Mariners, Astros, Guardians, Yankees, Phillies, Braves, and the Padres at the Dodgers.
That's a World Series prediction. Who's your matchup?
I'm going to go Dodgers, Mariners. I just feel like the Mariners have it this year. They're the Bengals of the MLB this year. They're going to just get there.
I can see it just based on their pitching and their bullpen, not Robbie Ray. Their pitching
Not
line is
Robbie
Robbie Ray right now. Gosh, every time Robbie Ray comes in the game, I'm gonna freaking lose
You
my
sweat.
mind.
All right, Nick?
I'm gonna lose my mind. I'm gonna go. Not trying to be a homer, but I'm gonna go Mariners Braves.
Ooh, you going Braves back to it again? All right.
Austin Riley's
I'm gonna
a
throw a
dog.
wild one out here. We're going Yankees and Phillies.
That might be the worst prediction I've ever. No, I'm kidding. Man,
Padres Guardians would be the
we got the
Yeah.
Volunteers. What's a Nittany line? And now Phillies Yankees is what we're going. That the holy trinity of crap of just bad takes, Bob.
Phillies could do it. All right.
No, the Phillies are looking pretty solid.
They are, and
They might be they're the Mariners of the NL.
I think they are.
The only problem with them is they have really good batting order from top to bottom, but it's just I don't know if pitching can hold up. Like the Braves won of these games, and they still might win the series, but the Braves one of these games is probably going to score 12 runs, and I don't think the Phillies.
I mean,
are gonna score over that.
I believe it was I think game 1 was 7-6, if I remember correctly. So it was. I mean, offense is going to happen in this
Yeah,
one.
that's
For
true.
sure.
And if I had to put money on a pitching staff to hold it down, I'm taking the Braves pitching staff over the Phillies.
Yeah, fair enough. But I like Kyle Schwarber, so.
Schwarbs. I like JT
Schwarbs.
Realmuto,
Hey,
He's
Jake.
Yeah, me too.
and I really like Gene Segura, old Mariner from the.
And it would be just continue and. Also, it'd be pretty cool if they fire Joe Girardi and then they make the playoffs.
Yeah, that's
Like,
true.
and they make it all the way. That'd be pretty dope. But I also don't have much love for the city of Philadelphia. So
City of Brotherly Love.
Yeah. You don't like the Eagles?
I like Jalen Hurts.
Just think about it. They had a chance to go Phillies win, and then the Eagles are going to win the Super Bowl, and then the 76ers
I just
are going
like-
to win the NBA Finals.
Phil-
And the Philadelphia Flyers. They can have the
Fly-
clean sweep of the 4 major sports.
If
That
that
won't
happened,
happen.
that would just be
if
absolute
if
insanity.
Philadelphia sweeps every single major sport championship, I will shit in my hands and clap on camera.
Oh my, that's disgusting. Josh,
No. You have to get all the logos tattooed on your ass.
No, I'm not doing that. Hell no.
I'd rather do that than what you just said.
Yeah, well, that's how confident I am that it won't happen.
I will not be in the garage when you film that.
Just
I will watch it, but I will not be in here.
Yeah, I don't want.
it's not going to happen.
You say that now.
I only say that because I said that a couple times to Mel regarding some stuff, and she's like, "Stop saying that." So I had to put it on the podcast just so
the chili grid.
she'll hear it and be like,
My
"What
future
did-"
Mel.
That's,
Who did I
That's
marry?
my husband.
She'd be like, "I married an idiot," which is true.
I married a toddler.
Speaking of idiots, Matt Rule was fired by the Carolina Panthers. Panthers the Panthers are idiots for hiring him. Matt Rule is just not good as a coach.
So who took over? Who's interim?
I don't
Sam Darnold.
Is it Ben McAdoo?
no chance.
Dude, if they bought him,
I actually, you know what? That's a great question. I didn't even look at that. I'm gonna look it up real
I
quick.
feel like it's gonna be Ben
What if it's
McAdoo.
just Baker? What if they're like, hey, yeah, I'm gonna just be the coach too.
it was. You guys talk. I'm trying to find
Okay.
I
this.
think it's Nate Scarborough
Yeah.
from the Longest Yard.
I think for Matt Rule, the writing's been on the wall. You went, got Sam Darnold, didn't work out. You go, you get Baker, same exact. I think it's time to just
Yeah, well, to me, it's like
Steve Wilkes.
Steve Wilkes.
okay. Is that the D coordinator or is he special teams?
No, I'm pretty sure he's their defensive coordinator.
Okay.
But to me, it's like, again, I understand like the Chicago sports teams who have kind of made the conscious decision of never firing a coach midseason, because it's like you never know what's going to happen, and like you could derail your season before that. But also in football, it's so like they're not going to do anything. Like they're out of the playoffs, so it's like why are you just going to let this guy kind of just tank your team either further? Like look at the Raiders. I think whatever his name is, you got fired last year.
John Gruden.
Yeah, John Gruden. I don't know why his name was skipping, but like you fired
Racist
him, and then
John
the team got better together regardless of the coach. So now
And-
going into this year, you think you got the right coach in there, and you're like, we can do something. But if you just let Matt Rule just run the team to the ground, you're gonna ruin. You're
Yeah.
gonna ruin. I mean, really, they have no quarterback, but
Sam Darnold, or I'm sorry,
Sam Darnold.
Sam Darnold's there. They got PJ Walker. He at this point, just throw anyone out there. See
I
what
know,
you can
really.
do. Baker's clearly not 100%. By the way, that's
Still not
He's just
clearly
injured. No, you know what? I like Baker, but you know what? Maybe a scrub. Sometimes a scrub is a scrub is a scrub.
It's true.
So
I think. I mean, to be fair to Baker, it's tough to have success for a franchise that's never shown success, and then just be tossed away from your fan base. Because to me, as him, he's like, I tried as hard as I could and put everything out there. And then the fan base was like, yeah, you suck because you had one bad season. So, like, I feel like him, chemistry-wise, like, just thinking of himself, he thinks he's bad. And Matt Rule was not the coach to be like, no, you got it, buddy. He was like, yeah, you're pretty...
Hey, champ, it's okay,
he's like,
buddy.
You're trash, I'm trash, this team's trash, and then...
By the way, we're going to trade Christian McCaffrey.
Everyone outside of the team is like, wait, you have Christian McCaffrey, you have DJ Moore, you have Robbie Anderson.
A solid defense.
You don't have a terrible defense. Your defense is, average at worst.
And then you go and get Ben McAdoo. So
yeah, well, I mean,
for your offense.
It's like,
I don't know.
in all honesty, Matt Rule should have been fired last year, but they blamed it on, I forget the offensive coordinator's name.
Oh, who is that guy?
Something. I feel like it was something Peyton. I could be wrong though.
Barry. It was something.
It was Joe Brady.
Yeah, Joe Brady. There we go.
I don't know why I said Peyton. Brady.
I
was thinking of the wrong Joe.
I was thinking Joe Barry.
Yeah, no, they fired. They made like Joe Brady was the scapegoat last year, despite it being clear Matt Rule sucks. But this is a good opportunity for Steve Wilks because I knew the name sounded familiar. And do you remember Steve Wilks was the head coach for the Cardinals the year they drafted Josh Rosen, went 3-13, fired him after one season, hired Cliff Kingsbury, drafted Kyler Murray. So like Steve Wilks, and I'm someone who I don't agree with firing a head coach after 1 year.
Yeah.
Especially when you're a bad team. Like there's a reason you just hired this guy as your head coach. It's because your team sucked with the other guy.
Yeah.
You can't just you gotta I've always been a believer and you gotta give him 2 years.
At least 3, depending.
You should get a very you should be guaranteed their contracts are guaranteed. Matt Rule is going to make $834,000 a month for 2 more years.
Insane.
Well, to me, it's like you have to look at the 3 things. Or like Matt Eberflus. Like, is he going to be successful this year? Hopefully. But if he's not, that shouldn't go against him. Right. So, next year, now he should start to get his guys that he wanted from the draft and all that stuff. So now it's like, well, now if he shows improvement, now he gets a 3rd year. But to just fire him after this year would be stupid because it's like no coach, regardless of how good they were, unless maybe they're Bill Belichick or just a stud coach who's going to have success with whatever he puts out there, you're not going to succeed with the Bears.
Yeah, when you get fired after 1 year,
my boy,
and your starting quarterbacks were Sam Bradford and then Josh Rosen after Sam Bradford inevitably got injured. It's like, dude, your team's not built to win right now. How are you going to fire someone for losing with a bad team?
That's my boy David Culley, man. Texans did him dirty.
It just
when you're riding
I
with
forgot
David,
all about him too.
When you're riding with Davis Mills, all right, how you expect to win? All right,
I don't think he's upset though. He took that job expecting Deshaun Watson. That was a weird hire though.
Yeah, it was.
But no, it just is.
I will agree with you guys that you shouldn't, but I could see Nathaniel Hackett deserving to be fired.
Yes, I agree.
That's a little different when you're losing with a team that should be good.
Your offense improved from the previous year, but you look absolutely terrible.
Yeah, no,
so it's like yes, there should be blame on
Russ. I guess there are exceptions to the rule, but Nathaniel Hackett's a good one to point out. But even then, it's kind of you still should give it a second year just to see. But you can. It's more justifiable when you have a team that very clearly has gotten better, on paper. Yeah. They're straight up, I don't care. Russell Wilson's playing complete crap. He's still better than Drew Lock.
Yeah.
Drew Lock can go and lose you these games and he can make it look way easier.
Drew Lock couldn't even win the starting job from Geno Smith.
Yeah. So it's just hey,
he ain't right back.
He's down, Bobby.
Hey, he ain't right back.
He ain't right back. Hey, Geno Smith leads the league in completion percentage. Put some respect on his name.
I mean, he's doing good.
He's doing fine. But
to me, it's just. Going back all the way to Carolina, you had an oil fire on a stove, and then they were like, what'll solve this? Just a glass of water.
Yeah, there we go. That's a good.
You're like, we're gonna take a guy from a dumpster fire of the Giants who couldn't even survive there, and we're gonna put him here. He's gonna solve things.
Ben McAdoo.
What?
Most famous for benching Eli just unexpectedly.
Yeah, just
ending Eli's consecutive start streak for none other than
Danny Dimes.
Geno Smith.
Oh, was he? Oh, wait, no, yeah. The next year was Danny Dimes.
Yeah, they put in Geno Smith for 1 week, and then they bring back Eli. And you're just like, all right, you're a piece of shit as a coach.
Yeah, Ben McAdoo and his slicked back hair. I used to be a piece of shit. That's it. I think you should leave reference. But
so yeah, to me, Matt Rule should have been fired, but also Panthers. What are you doing to yourself? Like,
yeah, what are you doing,
You're putting
man?
Ben McAdoo in that situation. Like,
you know what? Riverboat Ron should never had to leave.
I mean, it was time to go. That the organization, new ownership, wanted their own thing.
Is sucking it up in a different
Riverboat Ron ain't doing much over there with
all right, he has Carson Wentz. I mean,
Carson Wentz is number 4 in passing yards this year.
He still sucks. All right,
He's not very good, but he's got a better situation
Riverboat
in
Ron
Washington.
is a defensive-minded coach, and you have like 3 top 10 overall picks on your defensive line, and your defense still sucks ass. That's your fault.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna agree with Nick on this one. Now, I will admit he's got like the worst possible ownership in the world that he's working for, Dan Schneider. Every time I hear his name, I just think of the South Park episode. Washington Redskins, go fuck yourself. You can't do this.
I think of the writer from all the Nickelodeon shows, whose also name was Dan Schneider, and I was like, wait, that's a football team now?
No, he's just got a foot fetish.
Oh yeah,
we're getting off track again here. Another Washington Redskins, go fuck yourself. That's all I'm gonna hear now in my head. The Bears lost. Shocker, right? They covered the spread. Good thing for me. You guys both picked the Vikings.
Yeah. Okay, look at the first half. We're thinking they're
oh,
dude,
the spread. You got
Justin Jefferson is the second coming of freaking
Randy
Cooper Kupp from last year.
Dude, I saw the score. I'm like, oh,
16 for 16.
Yeah, I'm aware of the stats, man. The Bears.
How is that even possible?
The Bears had a chance, and then Amir Smith Marset, or however you say his name.
Yeah.
Bonehead, bum, should be cut.
Scrub.
An absolute bona fide scrub. Should be cut from the team, not going to, though, because you really, I mean, gosh, you're already.
You want to make a statement, you cut him, and you bring Daz Newsome back.
I don't know how he's on the team and Daz isn't. Daz could have fumbled that ball just as easily.
Daz would not have fumbled the punch from 2 weeks ago.
That was Velus Jones.
Yeah, but if it was Daz, he wouldn't have fumbled that one.
That's true. He's got hands. Except
if Daz was in the game, you know, he would have broke that tackle. He probably would have took it for a touchdown.
He wouldn't have got that block in the back. That's for sure.
No, hell no.
You got literally 2 plays that could have changed the game.
Yeah,
that were both on that guy. And number one, you're inside 2 minutes. You get a catch. You get out of bounds. Like
it's not rocket science. Now I will admit. Definitely a flop by the defender on the block in the back that got called on him, but you still shouldn't have yourself in that position to begin with.
Yeah, Justin Fields.
You should be aware of the fact that this guy's very close to being. I'm very close to being directly behind this guy. That's when you always see them just kind of do this. It's like I'm just a body at this point. Like I'm not blocking.
Yeah.
Look at me. I'm trying to avoid blocking him in the back, but no, he kept his hands on him.
He just runs out like.
Yeah, he kept his hands on him. Bonehead, stupid,
but
ass.
That's when you show up to the airport to take the team jet and it's already gone.
Yeah, when that happened, I was like, this man should have to contact Southwest for his flight home. See what flights have.
Stay there.
Yeah, just like come on, find a flight yourself.
No, he has to go get the Greyhound back to Chicago. All right,
throw him on the Greyhound without a bathroom in it and let him ride it out.
Yeah.
Nice 8-hour drive in a bus with a bunch of random people.
But we have to take one plus side of this.
I take a lot of pluses out of this game, to be honest.
Like the offense was moving the ball second half, first half, not so much. But
they're a second half team. I say it as a joke, but the Bears this year are legitimately a second half team, which is hilarious because last year they never adjusted going into the second half.
Yeah.
It got progressively worse. So, you take positives away. Like you said, Bob, offense was moving the ball. Mooney and Fields were able to connect for a few plays, which was very good. Offensive line against Zadarius Smith and Daniil Hunter, only allowing 2 sacks. Very good. Sam Mustipher looks like crap.
Yeah, he really does.
Hopefully Lucas Patrick comes back. Oh, and Alex Leatherwood he's designated to return from IR.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I don't think he's going to play in games yet. But probably practice for a couple of weeks, and then I can expect in 2 weeks you could probably see him back.
He's probably not going to play tomorrow because it's such a short.
No chance. They designated him today. There's no chance. He probably hasn't had any live practice. So if you can get him out there in 2 weeks, and then you can go Lucas Patrick at center, and then you get Leatherwood and especially with Whitehair being injured, you can have Leatherwood and Tevin Jenkins at your guard spots. Solid. That's a decent O-line. I do believe Leatherwood can be a solid guard. The problem is that he was a guard in college and they played him at tackle in Vegas.
Yeah.
And when they moved him back to guard, he got better.
Yeah.
It's almost like when you play guys at positions that they've developed themselves in, they do better.
Yeah.
It's weird how that works. A guy who's only ever played guard does pretty solid as a guard, but not very good as a tackle. It's almost like the technique changes completely. How could I figure that out in this garage? And John Gruden and the staff in Vegas couldn't. I don't know. That's not rocket science.
My positive takeaway for me is what you guys mentioned: is second half adjustments. The young defensive guys, Jalen Johnson hurt, so you have to have Kyler Gordon and guys go up against Justin Jefferson, which is tough.
That's a tall task.
Yeah.
To be able to have your defensive coordinator come out and teach Kyler Gordon and
I don't even know the other guy's name. Jones,
and Brisker and all those
Brisker,
guys. You have young guys who are learning how to make adjustments against stud receivers. It's not like they're doing against the Packers who don't really have anyone. Yeah, Rodgers is still good and he'll cut you up, but Justin Jefferson is a guy who's
gets open, man. He gets open.
If he's not 1A, if he's not the best wide receiver, he's 1B. He's right there.
Yeah, the biggest thing, the Bears' front four on defense is not very good. Robert Quinn just non-existent right now. But a part of that is there's quite literally no other pass rush on that team. Travis Gibson he's actually having a good year, but he's by no means on anyone's radar when they're game planning for that front four. And then the linebackers, man, outside of Roquan, there is just no awareness when they're in zone coverage. The amount of times we saw, who's their tight end number 84? I can't remember.
Smith.
There it is. Every single, the amount of times you just saw him kind of sneak open right at the first down marker on that last touchdown drive for the Vikings is brutal. There's just no awareness from the other linebackers when they're in coverage, which is something you really need to work on. But this roster's not built to be good right now.
Yeah.
Right. This is honestly, the roster's built get us through 17 weeks of football. It's kind of how it's constructed,
really,
if we're being entirely honest. But the offense moved the ball in the second half. They moved the ball a little in the first half, just some penalties kind of negating some stuff.
Yeah.
But I like what I'm seeing from the Bears because they never looked like that. They never looked like they competed this hard with Matt Nagy after 2018.
Nope.
And you know what you have in a coach in terms of culture based on how they handle losing. And the Bears do not quit, which is very important. So you can see that the culture is kind of being established of this is a team that we play hard no matter what. And look at where it got them. It got them a chance to tie this game. I mean, they took the lead at one point.
Yeah.
Defense, unfortunately, just doesn't have the talent to keep up with that offense. But you shut them down for an entire half until that last drive. Obviously, you'd like them to get a stop on that last drive. But they got so many before that. Yeah. So it's you have to look at this. A team built to lose, basically, is losing, but losing tough.
Yeah.
They're not losing ugly. You know what I mean? They're losing. There is such a thing as a good loss, and this is one of them, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Come back from that deficit, 20-3 or whatever,
and
you had a shot to win, and then a shot to tie it, or if you go for two to take the lead. But it just
here's my test: is this Thursday? Is you're playing a bad team,
beat them.
Better have success. Justin Fields better do well because, I'm not expecting him to throw well against the Vikings defense. They're a good defense.
No, he had probably best game of his career.
Yeah, no,
I wouldn't say of his career, of the season for sure.
Yeah.
I feel like he's had better. His best game of his career was that Monday night game against the Steelers.
Yeah,
he was on one.
He was not good against the Texans earlier this year, and the Texans are not a good team. So
their defense is.
When you play the Commanders,
he looked bad against the Texans.
Yeah, but the Texans have a sneaky good defense. I will give them credit.
Except for every other team that plays them and their quarterbacks do well.
It's not that they're not sneaky good. It's that he overthrew his receivers by 10 yards.
Yeah, but I don't know. They have a good secondary.
It's easy to have a good secondary when you're just getting the ball thrown right to you.
Bobby, come on, just take your Justin Fields by. He looked bad against the Texans.
No, he did, but
the Texans, he made bad plays against the Texans, regardless of how good their talent is. He just made really bad throws against
them.
them.
The reason the Texans defense has good stats is because they play games like that where the quarterback is doing nothing.
But also they have that Jalen Petrie guy who is doing amazing this year. Then they have drafted Derek
two picks against Fields. And you get 2 sacks in that game.
Yeah,
you can't just call
the Texans aren't very good. Like, yes, there's talent on their defense, not enough to where you go, well, Justin Fields. Any quarterback looks bad against that defense.
No, I'm not saying any quarterbacks look good. I'm just saying they have a sneaky good secondary.
Sure, and Justin Fields still looked terrible in that game.
Yeah, he did.
Regardless, it don't matter what secondary was out there. He looked bad. But that's not the point. The point, Justin Fields, you hope that this is it now. This was the first sign of progress on the year.
Yeah,
things are clicking. That's the hope, is that, you know what? It finally clicked. Whatever was like the disconnect between him and his receivers, or just him with grasping the offense, it finally kind of started to make sense to him. I thought Luke Getsy called a pretty good game.
Yeah.
We like to rip the offensive coordinator, but we also have to remember the talent that he's working with. And like I said last week, you have to protect Fields as much as you can without impeding his progress. Yeah. And it's like, you don't want him to just go out and throw the ball and look terrible and just make mistake after mistake after mistake and kill his confidence. He needs to make mistakes. That's how he's going to learn.
Yeah.
But if you just completely kill his confidence, then you can basically risk like his development entirely. So it looked like Fields finally clicked with the offense this week, and just clicked in general with like processing the NFL game. So that was encouraging to see. Bobby, I know you wanted to point out something Trent Dilfer said.
Yep, Trent Dilfer said that he is the best quarterback that came through the Elite 11.
So that's some high praise from Trent Dilfer.
Yeah.
He said he'd put his life that he'll be successful.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
I'll see what happens.
Yeah, it's good to hear it.
Yeah, I mean,
no doubt, it's good to hear it. But
it's nice to hear that. But I don't care. Like, Peyton Manning can say he's going to be a good quarterback until he actually proves he's a good quarterback.
Right. No, that's what I'm saying. Like, hopefully this is the start of what Fields is going to become as an NFL quarterback. Yeah. And like this past Sunday, that was the turning of the page, and now it's on to being a good and actually developing into a star quarterback. Because my goodness, if I have to watch the Bears try and develop another quarterback, and after 4 years of Fields, I'm going to lose my mind.
Yeah.
So he needs to hit. That's all I'm saying. Leaving it at that. Speaking of quarterbacks, though, there's an absolute star just growing before our very eyes in Dallas, and that's Cooper Rush.
Oh, Ben DiNucci?
No, not Ben DiNucci.
Ben DiNucci.
No, it is Cooper Rush. Cooper Rush, man. 4-0, moves to 4-0, 5-0. What are they? He's 5-0 as the starter, right? Yeah, because they're 5-1.
Yeah, he really
he's
is.
5-0 as a, he's 6-0 as a starter all time because he won a game last year.
Wait, no, he's 4-1 this year because they've only played 5 games.
So he's 4-0 this year, and they're 5-0 total.
Because Dak
the only
lost.
game they lost was against Tampa Bay, and that was Dak.
Yeah, so Cooper Rush 4-0 as the starter in Dallas. Dak, watch out, dude. Your injury-prone ass is gonna find yourself on the unemployment line.
Hey, well, he did the same thing to Tony Romo, man.
Yeah, this is what happened. Tony Romo got injured, and then Dak Prescott took over. Cool. Listen, I get it. It's Dak's team, right? But the conversation's going to happen anyways, so we might as well have it as well. Let's say Dak, because everything is like, oh, Dak's eyeing a return this week, next week. I think they said next week he's trying to return. I don't think he will.
Yeah, because it's the same thing that Russell Wilson had last year, and he
he returned and looked terrible.
Yeah, this is the fastest that someone's ever returned from this injury.
There's a reason for that.
Yeah, there's a reason because he looked god awful.
2 years ago, Drew Brees came back like 2 weeks before he needed to, and he looked terrible.
Yeah,
he was also old. So
sometimes, I get it. You want to come back, but you know what? Cooper Rush is winning you guys games. Looking at it, I get it from Dak's standpoint. He's like, I got to get back and take back my team, but. Not that I think there's any question about who the starting quarterback is on the team, but I guess there could be. But you got to look at it like as a coach and as like a GM and everything. It's like, listen, dude, we're winning games right now with Cooper. Focus on your recovery. Come back 100% until he should. Like, we are lucky enough to be having him play well enough and play good enough football to win us games. We're 4-1. We're second in our division. We're going up against the Eagles this week, possibly to take the division lead. Like, if you're winning with Cooper Rush, you don't need to rush Dak back. You know what I mean? He's keeping them in the playoff race, so Dak can focus on his recovery, come back 100%, and hopefully keep it going. But let's say, just hypothetically speaking, Cooper Rush. Let's say Dak, because I think it was originally like week 10 was when he was originally projected to come back. And so let's say, just for shits and giggles, Dallas, they're 9-1 when Dak's finally healthy.
Oh, they're taking an L this week. All right.
No, play the hypothetical.
I'm
with
playing
me,
the
Bob.
hypothetical, but
Do you go, all right, Dak, you're in. Cooper Rush just went 9-0 with us as the starter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because your whole offense is built around the quarterback being Dak Prescott. So Cooper Rush is stepping into that role. And as of right now, Dak Prescott is a better quarterback than Cooper Rush.
I don't know, man. Look at their records this year.
Yeah,
0-1 versus 4-0.
So yeah, 1 game versus 4. Like
And injured. Yeah.
Hey,
Okay,
he's
so
injured.
let's say Dak comes back and looks awful. Let's give it the Josh McCown, Jay Cutler situation here. When everyone was like, "You got to go." Did you break my table?
No, I didn't. I just kicked it up. Yeah, we're good.
When Josh McCown came in and was winning games for the Bears, and then Cutler's healthy, and they're like, "All right, back to Jay," and they're losing with Jay. Then do you go back to Cooper?
Yep.
I think so. As long as you can point out that it's injury and not just because he hasn't played in a while. Because I will still go down to the same thing as like, all right, so say Dak comes back for 2 weeks and they take him back out. So now in your scenario, they're 9-3 after week 12 or week 13, whenever their bye is. And then you put Cooper back in for the rest of the year and they finish, 11-6 and they make the playoffs. Cooper Rush is not going to have success in the playoffs. We've seen it before. Lamar Jackson, the first time he went to the playoffs, they were 14-2. He gets put in his first playoff game against the Titans, and he looks absolutely terrible. Cooper Rush is nowhere close to that level. He's not going to have success in the playoffs. Dak Prescott's going to have success in the playoffs. So, better chance.
Better chance, I guess. I'll give you a better chance.
So
I'm going to just go with Jerry Jones did not want to pay that man. Cooper Rush winning him games
for cheap.
So, you got to look at it as a numbers aspect.
Moneyball.
You're going to ride
Why
with
do we
Cooper
want
Rush?
Cooper Rush? Because he gets on base.
Yeah, exactly.
He wins games.
So,
Win ugly. You don't have to win pretty.
I mean,
Although they've been looking pretty good.
they have been. I mean, dude, if you get to the point where you're 9-0, I think it's safe to say that Cooper Rush has the talent. Like, I don't think it's a fluke
if he goes
win.
9-0, I mean, at some point you gotta go, okay, this is like a legit streak. It's not like the Brewers when they were on a hot streak for a year and a half.
Well, they didn't make the playoffs, so their hot streak really ended.
they were not.
The Cardinals made it. They only played 2 more games than the Cubs did. All right, so joke's on them.
I don't know where the board is, but we still have Bobby, NL Central, Cubs. So
That's out here somewhere. Oh, I can. Want me to grab it? It's right here.
it says Cubs in the middle. So I don't want you talking anything about the Brewers being.
Well, his says the Sox,
Sox
and
playoffs.
Yeah, well, the Sox was a little. I've also got the Angels on that one. That was way too early in the season for those predictions. That's the point of them.
Before
Though.
the season started.
that was
Yeah.
yeah.
We should pull out that because that was like our after our first month we made our adjustments to what we thought they were
It's
going to
true.
be. We'll have to revisit those,
And we got to
Just
find a
kinda-
place to put it up.
we'll find a spot for it. That's not pressing right now though. But no, the Cowboys looking pretty solid with Cooper Rush. He's holding it down. I agree though. I think it's still Dak's team.
Yeah.
I just like playing that hypothetical because it's going to be what happens when Dak's ready to return,
We'll
especially
see-
if they
we'll see
keep
this
winning.
week. I think this is they're going to
This'll-
they're probably going to get pounded by the Eagles. And
I don't
then
know, dude. They
when they play the Eagles.
beat the Rams, and the Rams defense is still good.
Dude,
Micah
like-
Parsons is just a dog, man.
like,
Jalen
man,
Hurts is,
like the Eagles are just
Jalen Hurts is like an elite. This
like
year.
I'm not saying that you go like this. It's going to be a very good game, but I'm just saying like I feel like we're just discounting the Cowboys' wins.
I just want this to be pointed out. When's the last time that we said an NFC East matchup was going to be a good game?
Like 5 seconds ago.
No, I'm saying
No,
like
I know.
before that. Like, dude, it's been years.
Before they were good games because they were just all dog shit teams. So like it was still close. But now it's like
just
two
watching,
good teams
just
playing.
watching some
Yeah,
idiots
like-
fight each other.
I want to know when's the last time like an NFC there was two teams in the NFC East that had winning records that like went up against each other.
I mean, yeah. Well, I'm sure that's happened recently. It's probably the Eagles Cowboys, to be honest with you.
A couple of years ago, it was Eagles Cowboys because they played a lot of interdivisional games against the
True.
Washington football team and the Giants, but they were a complete dumpster fire.
Yeah. So
And
here's the opponents that the Eagles have faced. They beat the Cardinals, the Lions, the Commies, the Vikings, and the Jaguars. And then the Cowboys have beat the Rams, Bengals, also the Commies, and the Giants. So it's like they've played similar talent of teams.
No, they both played good teams. It's just
I'm not.
I've always been the thing is it's hard to scheme for backup quarterbacks because you're never going into that thinking it's going to be.
Yeah,
that.
and I just think
that's a good,
I think the Cowboys, Micah. I don't like giving praise to the Cowboys because I don't like the Cowboys, but Micah Parsons is a dog, man. Like I think he's going to get to Jalen Hurts a lot. He's going to make Jalen Hurts uncomfortable.
Yep, and then he's going to throw the ball to AJ Brown over.
And then
Diggs
Trayvon,
first.
no, Trayvon Diggs is going to get a game-sealing interception.
He'll have one interception, but he'll also give up 600 yards to AJ Brown.
It don't matter. As long as they win the game.
Start AJ Brown. He's getting.
I don't know, man. I'm going with the
touchdowns.
Eagles. They're not pretenders. Also, Nick Sirianni, best head coach out of all those coaches
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah,
And we
Rob-
clowned him the
It's
most.
hilarious. We never saw the. I know we blasted that hire. Hey, you know what? Sometimes you got to eat your words.
True.
You're
And
gonna
you
play
know,
rock paper scissors. That's what you're gonna get.
Yeah, you know what? Sometimes you get a
That-
scissor.
you know what?
Sometimes you get a rock.
there's one big thing we missed by that. He's a competitor. He showed it with his rock, paper, scissors, you know?
No, I'm still clowning that one. I don't.
He's
That-
a dog. He's
Yeah.
got the dog in him.
He got
That
dog
one's
in him.
foolish.
And Jalen Hurts got that dog in him.
He
Cooper
wants
Rush,
winners.
he ain't got that dog in him.
Cooper Rush is 4-0, man. Let's come on. Let's give some credit.
All right,
he's winning
4-0.
games.
All right, Jalen Hurts took Carson Wentz's job. Sent him packing to Indy. All
And
right.
Cooper Rush is about to take Dax, and Dax is a better quarterback than Carson.
Well, I
Well,
mean,
they're both
not-
born with glass bones, paper skin.
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
really.
it don't matter. One's better than
One
the
of
other.
those two teams.
If
went to
I
the
if
Super
I had
Bowl,
to, yeah, well,
True.
Big Dick Nick Foles got him there.
Yeah, but
True.
still,
Carson Wentz looked really good that year.
Carson Wentz gets
He
credit for
did.
taking them there.
It was
A
like,
team that Dak Prescott.
Dak
got on
Prescott
has
won
never
Rookie
made
of the
Super
Year.
Bowl. Yeah, did they make it to the Super Bowl ever? No.
No matter. Once again, Nick Foles took him through the playoffs.
I understand, but Carson Wentz was on the team that went to the Super Bowl.
Whatever. All right. Whatever.
We're talking about another quarterback, which I think might be stamping his. And I'll ask you guys this: is Patrick Mahomes with the current team he has? Is he getting close to being like what Rodgers was, where Rodgers didn't have help? I know Travis Kelce is good, but Travis
No,
Kelce
dude.
very
No.
similar. to-
Mahomes is on such a loaded team.
but is he?
Yes.
Because like go back to the Packers last year, even Devontae Adams and Travis Kelce, fair one-on-one comparison of having a stud target that you're always going to.
He had
Yeah.
Tyreek Hill last year too.
well, no. He's
But I'm saying
like,
this year.
This
So
year.
now this year,
this
Travis Kelce and Devontae Adams is 1-for-1 from Rodgers last year. And then Juju Smith-Schuster, is he much better than Alan Lazard
Yes.
and guys like that?
I think he's
Yes.
better than Alan Lazard.
Absolutely.
And then after that, you're pretty much have no one.
MVS?
I mean, you got a better coach.
Better coach.
I honestly think that the Chiefs have done a better job. I mean, yes, they lost Tyreek Hill, but they built around Pat Mahomes so well. And like, I'm not taking anything away from Patrick Mahomes, but I can't say that he has no support like Rodgers.
Well, that's right. I just don't think Rodgers has never had no support. He has a lot of no-name guys, but he's always had one stud guy.
Well, I believe
I mean, this year he really doesn't have
no,
that
I
much.
believe
this year.
you know
Now
Devontae Adams became what he is. You know, like he's really good, but you know the difference between Rodgers and Mahomes is Rodgers, I think, elevates his wide receivers. So, like he's got to. It's tough because their careers are so. We've had how many years of Aaron Rodgers in the NFL versus
30,
Mahomes?
seems
So
like.
it's like he's played almost 3 times the amount of
Yeah.
seasons. So he's got a bigger sample size. So I'm not trying I don't want this to sound like I'm taking a shot at Mahomes. It's like we have seen Aaron Rodgers elevate every wide receiver he plays with, basically. Whereas Mahomes, we've seen him step into the starting role with an already built to win offense. This year, we're seeing that Mahomes is, because it was always like, well, we'll see what their offense is without Tyreek Hill. They're still pretty damn good offense. Juju Smith-Schuster, I don't believe, is having much of an impact on the offense. I mean, Travis Kelce is just a different animal and the same beast.
What the hell does that mean?
But
except for when Derwin James.
Oh, yeah, except when Derwin James
body
put him in a diaper and was like, eat shit.
Put him in a body bag.
Yeah, man. Derwin James
RKO
manhandled him on that one.
Dude,
But
that was
either way, it's like the team that Mahomes stepped into was like such an ideal situation. You have a Hall of Fame head coach in Andy Reid. Andy Reid was going to be a Hall of Fame coach before he went to the Chiefs. It is officially locked in now.
Yeah.
I think Mike McCarthy's a Hall of Fame.
No, I mean, look what he's doing with Cooper Rush, though. I'll give him but it's like no, I'm
not trying to like discount either guy. I'm just saying over the past couple of years, it's always been like, well, is Mahomes really that good, or is it just Tyreek Hill is really fast?
No, I've always thought Mahomes was really that good, especially as because the big thing with him early was like he was just converting very low percentage plays, which quite honestly is a lot of dumb luck. Like just to heave it downfield, like off your back foot and hope it gets to someone.
Threw with his left hand, that's not gonna
like those are like when it's you can give credit and everything to it, but when you throw a low percentage play, a large part of it is luck. A defender makes a bad play on the ball. That a part of that is luck when you're just kind of heaving it downfield and hoping for the best. There's only so much skill involved in that part. Yes, you got to get the ball there, but like now that we're seeing he is just placing the ball and picking apart defenses way more like fundamentally, it's pretty clear like he's that guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like Mahomes, and it's never to take anything away from him. But like I said, early in his career, he just it was low percentage plays were working out for him. We saw, I think it was last year, they kind of stopped working out that way, which is why he was turning the ball over a lot more and they looked more beatable last year. And now this year, he's just picking apart defenses.
Yep.
So.
Yeah. I think that they would have lost on Monday, though, if Darren Waller
stays in the game, yeah.
And Hunter Renfrow and Devontae Adams don't just take each other out of the last play.
I don't, I guess it's hard to tell, but where that ball landed on that last play, it didn't look like Devontae Adams was getting there anyways.
No, I just think it was funny.
Yeah, I was just, Raiders.
Like they got dragged down by
yeah. Well, everyone's like, where's flags? And I'm like, these MFers ran into each other. Don't matter. They covered the spread. That's all we needed.
I bet the Chiefs to win when they were losing 17-0.
Honestly, they didn't cover the spread on Bobby's bets, Bob.
It's all right. I didn't care. But I already at that point.
My biggest takeaway from the Monday night.
What's 4-12 to 3-13?
My biggest takeaway from Monday Night Football: Josh McDaniels, scrub.
Yeah, honestly,
Derek Carr, put some respect on him, man. Like I think Derek Carr's a legit quarterback. That throw to Devontae Adams was so nice.
Yeah, but honestly, the Raiders just messed up so bad. Like
they're the Raiders, dude.
Rich Bisaccia was your guy.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
I don't know if you could say that because we talked about like 2 or 3 years ago. We talked about the Chargers being a better team than they were because they lost so many games by less than 1 touchdown, and now almost every Raiders game that they've lost has been 6 points or less.
Yeah, but
so it's
every game they've lost this year has been 6 points or less.
So turn one thing around, but Devontae Adams doesn't get taken out.
Rich Bisaccia, they made the playoffs last year. Now they're losing games. All right, and the team only improved.
But he could have been the coach this year, and the same thing could happen.
I've never been a believer in Josh McDaniels as a head coach. I've been pretty firm on that.
Yeah, I agree.
I just don't think he's a good head coach. Derek Carr, you have too much on that offense to be 1-4. At the end of the day,
yeah.
Like between Josh Jacobs, Derek Carr, Devontae Adams, and Darren Waller, put those 4 guys on the Bears and see what the Bears offense looks like. I'll tell you, it looks a hell of a lot better than what it is.
That's true.
But the point is, like, those 4 guys match up with a lot of other quarterback, wide receiver, running back, tight end combos. Like, there's not many that have 4 better guys.
Yeah.
Like, there's teams that have a better guy or like 1 or 2 of those, but not all 4.
Yeah. There's only one team that I say even comes close to competing that with, it's the Dolphins when Tua is healthy. Yeah, Jalen Waddle, Tyreek Hill, Mike Gesicki, and Tua. Yes, Darren Waller's better than Mike Gesicki. Your running back's better than whoever Miami puts out there. But having 3 of those guys to throw to, you're competing with that.
Yeah,
and you can see that the Dolphins have success, and the Raiders do not.
yeah. It just is like Josh McDaniels is a scrub.
Yeah.
That's my big. He's just not a winner, man.
And
I don't know what to
think
tell you.
coming
He's
from
not
New
that guy.
England, Coming from New England, which really never had all the pieces put together. Like Tom Brady, elite. Randy Moss, he was there elite, but Josh McDaniels wasn't there when Randy Moss was there.
Mm-hmm.
So Josh McDaniels the past couple of years had success in New England with Mac Jones not as good as Derek Carr, Ramondre Stevenson nowhere near Josh Jacobs. Darren Waller's the best tight end Josh Jacobs has ever had, or Josh McDaniels, not Josh Jacobs. And you had Devontae Adams, who's better than any of those scrubs in New England last year. And
There's just no.
You got Hunter Renfrow. Let's throw him out there.
Yeah, there's just one of the best route runners in the league. There's just no excuse for Josh McDaniels. Scrub.
Yep.
Scrub. A scrub is a scrub is a scrub.
Although their defense is very disappointing this year.
Yeah, well, I kind of saw that one coming. I'm sorry. I don't know where we got up. I don't know when, as an NFL community, we just decided Max Crosby is more than a slightly above average player.
Last year.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, well, guess what? He is just barely above average, and everyone's like, "This guy's this is a perennial All Pro edge rusher." And I'm just sitting there like, "Fucking what?" Anyone else? He's got tattoos. That's like the most notable thing about him in the NFL. He's good, not great, but everyone's like, "This." He's a game-changing edge rusher. No, he's not. He's not. I'm sorry. Maybe when Carl Nassib was across from him. Carl Nassib blackballed by the league for being gay.
Yeah, it's messed up, man.
No, I don't know if that's the case. Wait, I think he might be on a team somewhere.
I think maybe.
But again,
I think he's on
we've seen
Cleveland.
it.
No.
I was just being a dick.
I
when
think
said
we've seen
that.
it so many times with even look at the Bears. Robert Quinn, stud sack leader, breaks the Bears record last year. Now has nothing on that other side. You just double team him.
Yeah.
So now you see Max Crosby out there. You double team him, and going up against guys like Patrick Mahomes or the Chargers. Herbert and Mahomes are not going to hold the ball on long enough for him to get pressure.
But the thing was, like, Max Crosby last year, when he had better talent across from him, still like wasn't that great.
Yeah.
He was good, but it's like I just don't understand. It felt like everyone was talking about him like he was like a game-changing edge rusher, and he's not. He's a guy you have to account for, but he's not like TJ Watt, Micah Parsons,
Myles Garrett,
Khalil Mack in his prime, or JJ Watt in his
Bosa,
prime,
Nick Bosa.
the Bosas. Like he's not one. Like, come on, those are all guys I'd take over him now.
Yeah, because
I
now,
agree.
Especially now when like you game plan. For
well,
Max
maybe not
Crosby,
JJ Watt, but
Well, yeah,
Now you game plan for Max Crosby, and nothing's happening on the other side. Like you saw it last year with Khalil Mack. Khalil Mack was getting double teamed, and Robert Quinn was getting a bunch of sacks.
and where's my boy Paul Nichols at? All right,
yeah, he's non-existent over there. I forgot. I forgot he was even in Vegas. He had a great year with the Bears.
He had a sack yesterday.
Very disappointed in Poles for letting him go, especially with how bad that front four looks on the Bears.
Yeah,
But you know what? It's a new week of the NFL. We'll have Nick's picks coming up with our later segment. Another recording. But
all right, Nick, let's get into it.
Let's wrap this one up with Bobby's quiz here. So you're gonna how many teams you got?
I'm gonna go 10.
10.
And
so
we're gonna go over under 4.5.
4.5.
Bobby will get first guess, and then
all right.
You can put your hand up before Bobby you answer if you think you know it.
Okay.
So that way, because if Bobby says it and you're like yes, I would have said that too.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah. And then if I don't know it, I get.
I'm taking at 4.5. I'm gonna take the under because I feel like you're going for some.
I'm gonna stick to. I'm gonna try to stick to.
Trickery
I'm
dickery
gonna take the over.
Attaboy, Bobby.
I'm
Bet on yourself. I
gonna stick to
respect
mostly
it.
Power 5 teams, but I might just throw out a random weird one that.
Okay, well if you're going mostly Power 5, I'm going to take.
We'll move it up to 5.5.
Yeah, I'll take.
I'm taking the over.
5.5.
I'm gonna stick with the under still.
All right.
I can see Bobby getting half of them, especially after that Nittany Lions blunder.
Yeah, this is.
You really got me questioning your
I think
mascot
I'm gonna try to start
knowledge.
off easy and then get progressively harder as it goes down.
All
But
right.
I'll see what happens.
All right.
Sure, let's
All
get
right,
into it.
And I'm just gonna Google them just to make sure that for sure that's what their actual team name is. All right, we're gonna start with Old Miss.
I know this one.
Rebels.
That is correct.
Yes, yeah,
One
it's
for one.
Rebels.
All right.
All right. We're gonna say these ones are easy for me. So I'm
Okay.
gonna look these up. We're gonna go North Carolina.
Tar Heels.
Correct. 2 for
Yes.
All right. There we go.
2. All right.
Making me nervous, man. I'm like,
See, I don't want to do too many. We're gonna go Virginia.
Virginia.
I think I know this one.
Something.
I'm pretty sure I know this one. Do. At some point, Bob, you got it.
5,
It's like red
4,
something, right?
3.
Yeah, I don't know this.
Is it the
It
Cavaliers?
is Cavaliers. All right, so you were 2 for 3 now.
Cavaliers.
I
man.
would never got that.
We're gonna go with Arizona State.
I know this one.
Arizona State?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, Bears.
No. First off, you're thinking just University of Arizona, and they're the Wildcats. Arizona State Sun Devils.
Oh,
So-
shit. Damn it. I knew it.
Bears. I know. I understand your train of thought. University of Arizona has the bear down thing. That's trademarked by them.
Yeah.
But they're the Wildcats. Also, Sun Devils is Arizona State.
Damn it.
Okay.
I knew
I
it.
knew
sounded-
that was going to trick him up because I knew he was going to instantly go to Arizona Wildcats, and I thought he was going to say Wildcats. And I'd be like, no! But then he just said Bears!
It was Bobby. That was your most confident answer too.
Yeah, because we just talked about
I know.
this like a month ago.
I know where your thought process went. I got your back on the show. Don't worry.
Thank
I'm not
you,
letting you get roasted too hard, unless it's just straight up, just like out of the world.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to stick in the Pac-12, so I don't know if that's going to help you or hurt you.
Okay.
All right.
Colorado.
Colorado?
You're 2 for 4, by the way.
They're the either Bison or Buffalo. Bison. I'm going Buffalo.
Final answer, Buffalo?
Yeah. No, Bison.
It's Buffalo, right?
It's Buffalo.
Damn it.
So you're 2 for 5.
So Bobby, stick to your guns, man.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna move conferences. We're gonna go Texas Tech.
Texas Tech.
Oh, I know this one.
Red Raiders.
Yep.
Yeah.
3
Yeah.
for 6. I had to throw it out there for you.
Yeah, no,
I didn't want to go too crazy, too much.
I think I there's one that I'm really hoping you go with. I'll text it to you. I can't text you my phone. I'm gonna come whisper it to you.
All right, we're gonna go. All right, you're 3 for 6 at this moment.
All right.
and we're gonna go next to Maryland.
Maryland.
I know.
Terrapins.
I know. Maryland. Close to Terrapins.
No, he's right. He's right.
Oh, it's not Terrapins?
Terrapins.
Maryland. I don't.
How's it spelled? Terra?
I think it's Terrapins.
Whatever. Say it, you're right.
He was
yeah,
right.
Yeah.
He
Okay.
might have said it right.
I wasn't sure if we were gonna get
All
nitpicky
right,
there.
we're gonna go.
we're
We're
getting
gonna go
real
to
nitpicky.
Andrew's suggestion. You're now 4 for 7. So 2 more, and you beat the over/under. Virginia Tech. This is
Virginia
an
Tech?
Andrew.
I know this one, by the way.
I know. Oh man. Virginia Tech.
You don't know it, do you?
I don't
Bob?
know, man.
It's the Hokies.
Yeah.
So I hit with the under.
You're 3 for 8. So now you can go. You have a chance to go 500,
Okay.
and I'm really hoping you do because we're gonna go with 2 easier ones
All right.
in the bigger conferences. So we're gonna go Florida State.
Seminoles.
Yeah,
Okay.
there you go.
Then we're gonna. This should be another easy one. You should finish at 500. Arkansas.
Oh, Razorbacks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Five for 10. Not bad, Bob. Not a bad showing.
Yeah, not a bad shot.
Not
I
bad.
would
knew-
I would have been 6 for 10 if I went with Buffalo.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's
Well,
true.
well,
We'll get an asterisk. We'll give a. Well, no, you
Well, no, he
did
went
change
back
your
and
answer.
forth.
I did change my answer,
You did
but
change your answer.
I was gonna go very hard for the last couple, but then I figured that wouldn't really
I
be fair.
thought one of you guys were gonna say TCU.
Do you know what it is?
Froghorns.
Horned frogs.
Oh,
I would not have given you that
Foghorn
one.
Leghorn.
I give you terrapins or terrapin, whatever you said. I'm not giving you froghorns. At what point would it be froghorns?
Well, you know what? That was fun. We're gonna just keep doing this. We're gonna just keep quizzing Bobby.
all right, we'll do it. Why didn't you say Wake Forest? Demon Deacons.
Well, yeah, we're not gonna give you ones that you obsess
yeah,
over.
dude.
Ones that are
I knew Virginia Tech would trip you up though, because that one's a weird.
It is.
It's just a hokey.
Yeah, I was thinking Georgia Tech.
Do you know what they are?
They're like a bee or something.
Yeah, the bees. I think.
Wasps. Golden. No,
Hornets?
yellow jackets.
Yellow jackets.
Yellow Jackets. Yep. See,
I
would
we're
not
all
have
wrong
given
on
you-
that
I would
one.
not have given you bees for that one though, because that is a different thing.
Yeah, we're wrong on that one. But Those
you
are
know what? We might do this next week, and we'll put both of you in there, and I'll do like non-Power 5 conferences.
yeah. Let's get weird. Let's get weird with
let's
it.
do it.
Like I know South Dakota State, and I know you know that one.
Oh, who doesn't know that one?
Yeah, that's the Bison.
Yeah.
Yeah, boom. That's one I got confused.
No.
North Dakota State.
Oh, South
yeah.
Dakota State. They're the
Jackrabbits.
Yeah, the Ooh, that's a rough way to end the show.
You guys would have been 0 for 1 right
We were
away.
both like Bison. This
Yeah, I
is
was
easy,
like-
dude. Like,
Dang it, the Jackrabbits. That's
All
right.
right, so no studying for you two.
No.
It's gonna be
I
next
won't.
week will be
Try-
non-Power
Bro, I
5
don't study for
conference.
school. I ain't studying for this.
I feel like you would study for this.
No. I try. Well, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. But that's a great place to end the show there. Thank you guys, as always, for listening. If you like what you heard, please give us a follow on social media. All of it linked in our website. Also, Garage Talk Sports, very easy to find. So thank you guys for listening. We'll talk to you next week.
so yeah.
See ya.